Hi guys, Paul here. So I guess you're gonna get a Monday rant instead of a Saturday rant. I actually pushed some videos back. I had particularly bad weekend, so I'm feeling particularly ornery today. And I saw something that a booktuber said on a video that really kind of stuck in my craw, so to speak. That really spoke to something that had been being discussed on the channel a lot recently, or should I say a lot again recently. And that actually brought up another video that I saw from another YouTuber, booktube adjacent, and something they said last week that upset me and showed that there's something worth discussing here, in my humble opinion. And when just so you know, I don't script anything. I have no notes, no nothing. I kind of just talk. So when I screw up, you'll know why. I'm just kind of regurgitating what's on my mind at the moment. So when I started on BookTube a few months back, I had certain expectations of what BookTube was. Not for myself, not expectations of what my channel was going to become. I didn't know. I was just kind of playing it by ear and seeing what happens. But of what BookTube itself was about. And for the most part, I was correct. For the most part, that's what I see. But there seems to be this outlier set of ideas, and as well as this discussion that keeps coming up in BookTube that I wanted to address. And some of this is just, a friendly discussion on what you think about a subject that I want to deal with. And another one is my anger at how some people deal with this and how some people see BookTube. So I'm going to first discuss the fact that there's been this constant discussion since I've been on BookTube, and it's a friendly discussion for the most part, about book reviews. There's this whole idea that, book reviews don't get views. They're like a loss leader. We do them because, or whatever. And then there's the other side of it that, book reviews don't get immediate huge amounts of views. They're not like giant instant clumps of reviews, but they pay dividends over time. And personally in my channel, or personally in my views, I think book reviews are kind of a staple of what BookTube is supposed to be. They build the base of your channel, so because not everybody's going to read the same books, and everybody's not going to want the same reviews, or not in the same place in their reading. So yeah, book reviews may not be great up front always, but over time they build your channel. They are what creates the very essence of BookTube, in my opinion. I mean, you're talking about books and you're telling people what you think about books. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. There are channels that are essay channels, and they talk about books in the wider scope instead of talking about individual reading, individual books. And that's cool. That's needed and appreciated. But they make no qualms about that's what they are. That's not always the case, though. And like I said, this discussion has been going on for a while. I've had private discussions with booktubers about book reviews. I've joked about book reviews being hard. And for some of us, for me, they are. For other people, they're not. If you are blessed with being able to make book reviews and do it easily, then all the power to you. Then, you're lucky. I struggle with them. They take up most of my time in video. When I do videos, they take more time than anything else for me. And that doesn't come easy. I have to think about what I say, and since I don't script them, sometimes I'll shoot a video, realize it's garbage, and have to reshoot it. I mean, I could script it, but I don't know. That's not what I'm trying to do. And some people do, and thankfully they do, because they make sense when they do reviews. And as far as not getting views, there is whole channels whose almost their entire channel is based around doing reviews, with a very few exceptions, and they're doing well. They do very well. Maybe it's the niche they picked, the sub niche they picked, or maybe it's their personality. I kind of think part of it's their personality. And that's great. I love that. And these are channels that I always want to go watch personally, whether I'm interested in the books they're reviewing or not. And like I said, this has been a constant back and forth discussion, but I can't seem to understand how, if you're talking about books on an individual basis, this is what I read this week, that you're not doing some kind of review. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me that if I go and say, hey, I read this, this, and this, but I'm not going to talk about them. It's like, why? What are you doing for the viewers then? Are you just letting them know? Are you bragging? Are you saying, hey, I read books? Isn't that cool? I mean, if you're not sharing what you learned by reading these books, then what is the point of telling them that you read these books? It makes no sense to me. And so I want to talk about what happened that made me very, very angry. And I need to be careful because, I have to be very careful because the YouTubers I'm going to talk about are very, very big. They have tens of thousands of subscribers and views and sometimes hundreds of thousands, and can crush me in an instant if they figure out or feel insulted by me. So I'm trying to be careful because I don't necessarily want my channel crushed. So when I talk about them, understand I'm trying to play fast and loose with it, so I'm not calling anybody directly out and insulting anybody directly, just my feelings about what happened. So for me, for a lot of booktubers, we're here for community. We're here because we love books. Like when I joined, I work overnights by myself. So I'm alone more than 8 hours a night, half-hour commute each way. And then I work opposite shifts with my wife, so I'm alone all day. I'm alone about 20 hours a day. And it gets a bit lonely. And I know there are people out there who spend a lot more time alone, so I'm not comparing myself. I'm just saying my solution, and some of their solutions, is to build a community here on BookTube, to have somebody to talk about these books with and talk to each other. So, talking to you makes me feel less alone when, I'm spending all my time alone. And so I'm here because I wanted a community and because I love books. That's it. I had no expectations. I didn't plan on making money, getting rich. I didn't think that was even really possible. I found out a few people can, but that's such a long shot. I might as well be playing the lottery. So I'm here for you guys that are going to communicate with me. I'm here to talk to you. I'm here because I love what I'm doing. I love YouTube. I've been watching BookTube and YouTube for years, and I love the platform. I love books. I've been reading all my life. I love books. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to get rich. I'm not trying to become internet famous. In fact, I'm an introvert. Most book readers are. We don't want to be famous. We just want people to communicate with. And that's a good thing. That's a positive. YouTube is a social media platform. It's not network TV. Although some people don't treat it that way. Some people think that they're stars. And some people do legitimately become stars. And I don't want to talk about those monsters. But I'm here for the community. I'm here for the books. Reviews are part of BookTube, in my opinion. Now, I was watching YouTube, BookTube, like I usually do, and I was watching somebody I don't normally watch. And this person has tens of thousands of subscribers, tens to hundreds of thousands of reviews on their channel. And they're not a fantasy tuber, before you go back to my last rant. And I was listening to them because they had an interesting subject that came up. It wasn't somebody I was just subscribing to normally. And I heard them literally say out loud, I don't do book reviews on this channel because they don't get views. Now, I do book reviews, I just don't put them up on this channel. Except in this case, because this is a really famous, popular book. Now, if you're not a booktuber, and if you're just half listening, that might go past your head. But in my ears, I literally heard this person tell me that I wasn't worth their time and effort to put a review up on a normal basis, even though they're doing reviews for other things, because they weren't going to get paid for it enough, get paid enough for it. Obviously, this person has tens of thousands of subscribers and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views per video. And they literally said out loud to the people watching them, I don't care about you enough to put forth the effort for this, for normally to review books. I do it, but not for you. He literally said that he does the reviews, he just won't put them on the channel because he doesn't get enough views from them. This to me was a little upsetting. He was basically stating that you're a commodity. He's here to make money off you. And I was waiting for a feedback on that. I was waiting for people to be pissed off, for people to fight back, say, hey, I'm not worth your time. I'm not worth your energy. You're doing the work, but you're not willing to give it to me. You literally said you do the reviews, but you can't be bothered to share them with me because you're not going to get paid enough for them. It never came. There was no backlash. There was nothing. Like I said, if they see this, they're going to probably try and, if they're as petty as they seem by that statement, I could be in trouble on my channel. I don't know. I'm just assuming that somebody who would do that would have no reservations about coming at me. So I don't know what's going to happen if I say this out loud. And this brought to mind another video I had watched from somebody who's not a booktuber, but is booktube adjacent, who I did subscribe to, who I was a huge fan of and been watching a long time and thought was a fantastic guy. This guy has hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And he gets thousands of dollars in free merchandise every week that he shows on his channel. And this is what I said. This is a guy I loved. This is a guy I supported. This is a guy who I subscribed to. He gets thousands of dollars of free merchandise on his channel every week. And not only that, but because of the views and being monetized and paid ads, he's making money, good money. This is a big time YouTuber. And I watched a video last week where he went on a rant about something he was opposed to. And you're allowed to have your opinion. I'm having mine, and he's allowed to have his. But that wasn't the problem. He got to a point in the video where he literally came down and said, if this person is doing this, if you've come across a YouTuber who is doing this, don't watch them. And I stopped because I'm not going to discuss this because it's a controversial issue and I don't have an opinion either way, and I'm not playing straw man. It was the idea that this huge booktuber making, I don't know, tens of thousands of dollars a week on between merchandise and his videos, just said that now this applies, what he was talking about usually applies to tiny YouTubers, tiny booktubers who are just trying to get started and using the tools at hand. And they're trying to get an advantage, trying to figure it out. And he literally pointed at these people who are struggling, who are the most obvious targets of this discussion, the ones who are trying to grow and are learning, said if they do this, don't watch them. So this giant booktuber, who I loved, literally said, don't watch a channel like mine. Don't watch a channel with 25 subscribers if they do this, because I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. Like I said, I'm not going to approach the subject because I don't have an opinion on it, and that's not what it's about. It was the sheer audacity, the sheer sense of privilege that this man making a living off of this platform told you don't do it because I don't like it. Make sure that you crush this small person's dreams of having a community, of being part of something, and tell them that they're not allowed to have it because I don't like it. Now, there is a problem here. There's a problem with the review system and how they're viewed, and there's a problem with how big established YouTubers have become this entity that now feels a sense of privilege and that they have the right to call the shots, to make the rules, and tell you how to spend your time. Now, as far as the reviews go, like I said, I believe that reviews are a base part of BookTube. They're the point of BookTube. Talking about books is giving reviews, talking about what you thought of them is the base of what BookTube is. There are exceptions, and those exceptions make sense. There are people who do essay videos and talk about the industry as a large. That I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about somebody who will do a book haul, who will tell you what they read, tell you about the TBR, tell you all about their books. Look what I got, and then never talk to you about what they think about those books. Now, the discussion on reviews being not getting views or getting views it's irrelevant, because it should be the base of your channel, because this is what you're doing. You're supposed to be building a community, not a business. Now, I don't deny people their right to make money off it, because YouTube can be expensive to create. People like me, and even people who are monetized, are actually spending more money than they're making. It costs me money to make videos, because I make decisions like, hey, that would be cool for a video, whether it be a prop or a book or something. And of course, time is something else entirely. Time is valuable. Time is the most valuable asset you have. And so we are running at a deficit for the most part. And these booktubers and YouTubers who are making money, who are literally making a living in some cases, a good one, off their videos, have decided that they get to make the rules, and they get to tell viewers that you're not worth my time. You're not worth the effort it's going to take to do this, because I'm not going to make money off of you if I do it. I like book reviews. I watch other channels' book reviews. I don't watch every one of them because I'm not interested. I'm well aware that when I make a book review, it's not going to get immediately more views than, say, a TBR video or a book haul video. I am well aware of this, and I go in knowing this. I just hope that I entertain somebody, that these can become useful for somebody, and I help somebody down the line. The author, the viewer, the company that produces them, the book industry as a whole, BookTube. I want to help in any way I can. So I make them, even as a loss leader, if that's the case, knowing that maybe, hoping that maybe down the line, it'll pay off. Hoping that it'll pay off now in helping somebody, and knowing and hoping it'll pay off in building a community that trusts me, because I'm talking to them about how I feel about these books. I'm taking my time, my energy, my money, and I'm giving you something I hope of value. And I'm not doing this because I'm making a profit. I'm doing this because I love it, and because I love you guys as a community. That's why I'm here, and I've said that. But to literally come out and say, no, I'm not doing book reviews because I can't make money off you if I do. Now, okay, I'm paraphrasing, so I'm not saying, I shouldn't say literally. But that was the impression that I got. And like I said, understand that if this person sees this, I'm probably in a lot of trouble. I'm probably going to get crushed. I'm probably going to get insulted. Be aware, be ready. And the other person's even bigger, and if they know I called them out, they're gonna probably come at me too, because I had never seen the angry side of them until this video, and so until the video they had put out. So I think I misjudged some people. I can't say for sure. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping they understand that these are my opinions and I'm entitled to them just like they are theirs. But humanity is what it is, and they will do what they will. So that being said, this is a battle that's raging underneath of BookTube. The battle over whether reviews are worth it to do. Now, my opinion is, even if I lose out on them, if I'm getting less views immediately, I think they're worth it. I think that is the base of the channel. That's what I want to be the base of any channel. I know most BookTube channels, that is true. So I'm not referring to them. I'm referring to the minority. And I'm going to keep doing reviews no matter how hard they are. They just will come out slowly, and because they take me more time and I screw it up constantly. So I have to reshoot them because I don't like them. So I'm still going to continue forever, as long as I'm in this channel, doing book reviews. That will be one of the basis of this channel. That is what I feel my place on BookTube should be, as I feel other booktubers should be doing, is giving you information on books so you can make decisions on what you might like to spend your precious and valuable time reading. While other people seem to feel that your precious and valuable time is only good to make them money. I can't do that. I'm not that person. I am twisted sometimes. I am jaded for sure. I am angry, and yeah, I have a lot of issues, but treating people like a commodity is not one of them. Treating human beings like they're there to serve me was never something on my bingo card, and never will be. So if you like reviews, we support the people doing them. Sometimes maybe watch a review from the other booktubers that you wouldn't normally listen to. Put it on in the background just to give them a little support. And besides, you never know, you might find something, because a lot of effort goes into book reviews. And when somebody does a book review, they are doing it, they mean well. They are putting forward their best effort to create something for you from the goodness of their heart that they believe in. They know there isn't a booktuber out there who's going, yes, I'm going to get 1 billion views because I made a review video. It's not going to happen, and we know that, and we're okay with that for the most part. We're building a base, we're building a community, we're building an identity, we're talking about books we love, we're talking to people we love, we're talking about authors and the business that we want to grow, we want to help. On our own time, we are giving these authors and these books and these publishers our time to try and help them because we love what they do. Or we hate what doing a bad review, but you get the point. We're not here trying to make a fortune off of somebody else. We're trying to help promote somebody else. It's a very selfless act to make a book review in most cases. And I'm not saying we're saints. I'm saying that we're not doing it for our own benefit. We're doing it because we want to build our channel, and we love you guys, and we love the material. But to dismiss people, to say, you know what, I don't have the time. I did the work, but I'm not giving it to you because you're not making me money, is horrible. For another for another YouTuber to come out and say, hey, don't watch I'm telling you, don't watch somebody who does something I don't like because I'm willing to crush that person's dreams because I don't like it. Like I said, I don't have any opinion on the subject, so I'm going to leave that alone. But could you imagine? I mean, why punching down is bad. I'm not sitting here attacking viewers with 25 videos or 25 subscribers. I'm risking something right here to talk about what huge booktubers see as their right and privilege. And it's not right. It's not fair. And so you have to decide how you want to spend your time. You have to decide what you're willing to take, and if you're willing to be seen that way. If you're willing to have a YouTuber tell you this is what you should do because his opinion tells you so, you have to decide if you're willing to let a YouTuber make decisions for you because they told you they don't like it. You have to decide if you're willing to spend time with a booktuber who's literally telling you you're not worth the effort to do that kind of work because I'm not making money off of it. And while the rest of us here are struggling and fighting to do it for the right reasons. I'm not making a penny off of this. In fact, literally every video I make, I'm spending money. I'm losing money. I'm losing time. I'm spending my time. And I'm not the only one. This is not unique to me. I'm not something special. This is almost every booktuber. Even booktubers who are monetized, but still in the small area, they're spending more money than they're making. So it's up to you to decide what you want to do and what works for you and what you believe in. I can't do that, and I'm just telling you my opinion. So, do you want book reviews? Are you interested in book reviews? Then maybe watch them. Not just mine, other people's. Support the book reviews so that people will keep making them and they feel like that, maybe it's good. Maybe it's a positive for their channel. And let people know. If you watch, not just mine, like I said, I know you're watching other booktubers. Go tell them when they do a review, comment, say thank you. It doesn't have to be an extensive, long thing. Say thank you. Say good job. Say, oh, I read that book. I disagree. I agree with you. Something, anything, to let them know that their time isn't wasted, because this argument has been going on forever, and it is going on channels, and I've heard other channels mention it in their videos, and it usually gets glossed over by people who don't understand. The to do reviews versus not do reviews is a real battle that's happening, and there is a real battle happening. There's between booktubers who have now feel privileged because they are making money. They feel they are true influencers. And I guess in a way they are, but that doesn't mean that they get to punch down. That doesn't mean they don't get to dismiss the people who are there spending their time watching them. You should appreciate that. The fact that any one person wants to hear what you have to say, even if they disagree with you, the fact that they purposely spend their time to come hear what you have to say is a gift. And you're throwing it in their face saying, I don't have time to do this for you because I'm not going to make money off of it. That's reprehensible. That's vile. In my opinion, that's just wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, and this wouldn't be the first damn time. But this is just how I feel. It affected me because I basically heard someone say, hey, you came here to watch me, but I don't feel you're worth my effort, my extra effort, because I'm not going to get paid enough to talk to you. I'm here to make friends. I'm here to talk about books. I'm here to build a community of people that like me, that I like, that want to spend time doing the things I do and want to talk about the things I want to talk about. We can disagree all you want. I'm fine with disagreements. But at some point, maybe treat the people who come to view your videos or other booktubers who are trying to make the effort to be as blessed as you are, to have what you managed to get, and treat them with some respect. Your viewers and other booktubers who are making an honest, heartfelt attempt to do something great that they love from their heart, and not trying to make this profit, not trying to become famous, not trying to be Mr. Beast. I was just shocked to hear people thought of that way, to think that you could commoditize people and that was their worth to you, that you could tell people, direct people to punch down because you don't like the way somebody makes their videos. Be better. See ya.